Hello, this is Final Fantasy X HD Remastered. I'm going to be starting a new game. I'm going to play it through the whole. So in the remastered version for the PS3 and PS4 and the Vita, it gives you the option, which you did not currently have in the US, to pick from the standard sphere grid or the expert sphere grid. The standard has a much larger sphere grid, but each character has more specific routes they want to take. Lulu is definitely a black mage, whereas the expert, everything's a lot closer together and gives you the chance to kind of deviate from the broken path, if you may say. And so you kind of get a pick where they want to go. You can have, Waka casting magic a lot earlier in the game than you could otherwise. For this playthrough, I'm actually going to go with the standard sphere grid. Either one, you can achieve the same 255 stats for all. It just takes a little bit of different amount of time. Yes, I'm sure. I'm actually going to go with the arranged soundtrack. That way it's a little different than what maybe some people have heard at home. This is the new soundtrack they made for the HD Remastered.
Listen to my story. This may be our last chance.
Alright, I'm gonna do my best not to talk through the cutscenes, that way everyone can enjoy the beautiful artwork and slightly dated, but yet still decent animations. So we open up here to Zanarkand, which is the home of the main character, which introduced here shortly. After kind of having a little creepy little boy walk through the screen. This is probably by far one of my most favorite games, and definitely my favorite Final Fantasy game in the series.
Can I have your autograph?
Of course.
You don't notice, he's pretty famous, and I'm just gonna go with the D. Oh, I'm actually gonna change the name. There's a bunch of arguments about how you pronounce the main character's actual name. I always call him Titus. Some people call him Titus. It's really however you prefer.
Good luck tonight.
Nothing to worry about.
Since you choose the name, of course, they
if I score a
never
goal,
actually say the character name in the game
I'll
at all.
do this. That will mean it was for you, okay? What seat?
You really can't have a Final Fantasy game without having a hothead.
Fifth from the
So
right.
of course,
Got it.
this character fits that role.
Can you sign this?
No problem.
Please?
Alrighty.
Me too.
Take it easy. Well, gotta go. Cheer for me.
2, 3. Teach us how to blitz.
Hey, I got a game to play.
Then teach us after.
So of course they're
Maybe
referring to the
tonight,
mini game Blitzball that you play in this quite a bit later.
Tonight.
There's a cutscene with it
I mean,
coming up soon,
tomorrow.
but you don't actually get to play.
Promise?
I actually think it's probably the
Promise.
best. It's definitely the best mini game in Final Fantasy games, which they of course completely ruin it with the second game. I'm really not sure why they didn't just keep it the same. Just add different stories around it or not. But they of course always have to change things up. I at least feel like they have to change it up when they come out with the new installation. Patty face Titus.
I was in a coffee shop running away from home when I heard the news. Our hero, checked, gone, vanished into thin air. My dad must have been his biggest fan. I knew how sad he'd be. Heck, we all were that day. Zanar, I says to myself, what are you thinking? I went running straight back home. We sat up talking about Jack all...
Make way, make way!
This is of course more exposition to that
Coming
if you
through,
stay in
sorry.
that screen a little bit longer, but I'd
Hey,
save a little
I'm
bit of
gonna be
time. It's
late.
not super important. Ultimately,
Hey,
that
let go of
the
me.
guy talking was Jet, who's the main character's father. mean, with an opening like that, how could you not just absolutely love this game? So of course the main character doesn't die, even though he probably fell from like 500 stories up. So that'd be too easy.
Orin! What are you doing here?
I was waiting for you.
What are you talking about?
So of course he's the guy who we saw at the beginning who seemed to have brought this monster, who we will definitely see plenty of for the rest of the game, to this city.
Huh?
It begins.
What?
Don't cry.
Well, that was bad.
What the? Huh? Hey, wait! Hey, not this way!
Look. We called it sin.
Sin?
Punch him.
Take it.
I think you back got it. So the city, this advanced sword is what's given to the character.
A gift from Jet.
My old man?
And the idea of the sword over some maybe gun or something is completely overlooked the character because of his father's mention.
These ones don't matter. We
And the learning curve is very small. So, I mean, it's this game's turn-based rather than in most Final Fantasy where it's kind of action-based, where you have a meter that fills up and then you attack when your turn comes. This, everything's pre-registered based on your agility, which is basically your speed. And basically all turns are mapped out, and then there's also abilities
don't bother
that will
going after
affect
all of
this
them.
and
Cut the
change
ones
it
that
up a
matter
bit.
and run.
But it allows you to really think about your moves when you need to. And it also allows you to plan out ahead of time because you're able to see every move for a while. And then you can also see as it changes.